Friends, fellow iPaders, guests, good evening. It is a great honor and privilege to speak in behalf of the class of 2014 tonight. Especially that my rumored plan of preventing Lindsay, Laura, Brie, and Jerome from attending this ceremony has miserably failed. I don't know, Dr. S, but I think I would have succeeded if you didn't warn them last Tuesday in class. I'm sorry, Dr. S. Kidding aside, and the fact that I have an award to myself, I definitely would say that I am proud of the four of you and everyone who excelled in the comprehensive exams this year. Thus, I humbly request another round of applause for all of them. So, thank you, everyone. So tonight's Winter Merienda has its unique significance for each and every one of us here. For some, it's a celebration of academic achievement. For others, it signifies the anticipated return to a real-world job. And still for others, it's just another night of free food with the bonus of free alcohol. For me, however, tonight is an expression of gratitude, an invitation to service, and a celebration of heroes. And if you won't remember all of those by the end of my speech, I would say that for you to remember these three words: gratitude, service, and heroes. So first, our Winter Merienda is an expression of our gratitude as a class. We are grateful for memorable experiences in the past year, such as witnessing Socks Charm with Filipino fiancés. I'm sorry I don't have a picture, but Dr. S could sell it for you for, I don't know how much, Dr. S. Being enlightened about buffaloes by Andrew in South Africa. And for a lucky few, finding the love of their life and bringing them over to their parents' house. Am I right, Brie and Tony? You have also heard of stories of personal and professional growth. Stories similar to Brian's magnificent work with food security and trade in his internship with the USDA Foreign Agricultural Service in Kenya, and Liana's involvement in charitable microfinance with Finca in Uganda. And how could we forget Donielle and her rendezvous with Bill and Hill at the Clinton Global Initiative? Plus, we are also grateful for the lessons and skills we have gained both through our classes and our internships. Moreover, we are grateful for our successes this past year. Aside from the academic successes recognized tonight, some of us have also made significant strides in our career paths over the last year. For example, Brendan, Jerica, Laura, and Matt are now preparing for their 6-month internship with Catholic Relief Services starting this January. Maris and Peter have also recently won NYSSA CFA scholarships, and they may have limited alcohol intake tonight as they take their CFA exam tomorrow. So good luck to the both of you. So, it has definitely been a year of blessings for everyone. And I hope that we are all thankful for these despite the existence of failures, missed opportunities, and sacrifices. Do I hear class without a St. Gallen awardee, Dr. S? Or more personally, do I hear Double T? That's me, that's Dr. S' nickname for me. Also known as the rejected CRS internship applicant. Yes. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Dr. S, but there won't be any Filipino wailing or going berserk tonight as you would have wished. Well, not yet. In contrast, I am even grateful for the past year's failures, missed opportunities, and sacrifices. I believe that beyond the terrible feeling of sorrow and disappointment, we become better, more determined, more resilient, and sure of ourselves because of our heartbreaks. Moreover, I am grateful that my iPad classes have disturbed me deeply. Because of iPad, I have been compelled to recognize and examine the prevalence of harsh realities and grave inequalities in this world. I am deeply bothered by the fact that around 1 in 8 people in the world are chronically hungry. It also troubles me that the global discussion on climate change has not yet moved forward despite the loss of lives caused by the Super Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines. And finally, as a staunch advocate of education, the reality that breaks my heart the most is that access to quality education remains a privilege and a right for children in most developing countries. So thank you, Ivan. but also for disturbing us, for breaking us. Breaking us to a point that we cannot anymore continue with our lives insensitive to the plight of 1.2 billion people who live in extreme poverty and the rest who are victims of poverty, inequality, conflict, and bad governance. Breaking us to a point where we are bothered enough to be moved to respond to the need to those who need us. So therefore, tonight is an invitation to service as well. Equipped with a deepened political, economic, and social understanding of our world, well, according to the awards that we receive, we are called to serve through our own chosen careers. Let our gratitude for our blessings fill us with the generosity to share ourselves with others. Let our gratitude for our heartbreaks fill us with compassion and empathy to understand their feelings and plight better. Finally, let our gratitude for our deepened political, economic, and social understanding of the world move us to generate appropriate interventions and sustainable solutions to the most pressing societal problems that we face today. So, solving these problems definitely requires much more than the effort to draw a line shift to reflect increased utility or just like in all of our Dr. S problem sets. That's difficult, doctors, drawing the lines. We need colors for those problem sets. No, solving these problems involves untangling complex issues and generating equally intricate solutions as well. And given that the call to service may seem overwhelming, one probably asks, is it worth it? I don't know. But I believe so. Let me support my argument with one of my former Filipino students, Rene. In the aftermath of Super Typhoon Haiyan, Rene took upon the initiative and called on his classmates and friends to donate. Haiyan's aftermath disturbed him and moved him to help those who are in need in his own little way. And as a result, he was overjoyed by the opportunity to help his fellow countrymen. Thus, if a college student like him can do it and say that it's worth it, so can we, right? And it has been these simple acts of selflessness and generosity of my heroes that have continually inspired me. So finally, our Winter Merienda is a celebration of our heroes, the people who inspire us to heed the call to serve. Tonight, we commemorate world-renowned heroes like the great Nelson Mandela, who have shown us what it means to serve the populace and strive for freedom, democracy, equality, and the end of oppression. We are in solidarity with our South African brothers and sisters, Bree, Z, Sax, and Anson, not only in grieving for the loss of Tata Madiba, but also in continuing his legacy in our own little ways. We also commemorate everyday heroes who persistently strive to overcome poverty and justice, to development professionals who tirelessly serve those most in need, to the Renes of the world who, despite their own poverty, give selflessly. We thank you for making us believe that we can choose to live our lives in service of others. We remember heroes who are closer to our home, and some of them are here, our families and friends. We thank you for continually supporting us and showering us with the kind of love that shall move us to serve. And let me indulge here for a bit since I'm the one speaking. And personally, thank my dad, my mom, my brother, my relatives, my friends, my family, Michael, Kelvin, Jerome, Karen, and my former students for their support. But I would like to offer tonight to my grandfather, who passed away earlier this year during our course in the Philippines. Papa, thank you for driving us to school every day. And I would not be here, I would not be where I am now without you. I miss you and this one's for you. So we also... We also laud our academic heroes, our professors. We thank you for sharing your economic and political science expertise with us. We hope we could apply the theories we have learned in our own respective fields. And we would like to especially thank Dr. S, our program director, who has been nothing but a selfless, caring, although sometimes awkward Dr. S. Father to all of us. We'd also like to thank Dr. Lian Atanasio and Ms. Donna Agra for their support. For their support and guidance throughout the program. Lastly, I want to commemorate my iPad heroes, my fellow iPaders from my class and from the class of 2015. Thank you for an amazing year of friendship. Your excellence, passion, and generosity have motivated me over the past year, and I am very much grateful for that. It deeply saddens me that the last time I might see some of you guys will be in the next 2 weeks, or maybe even tonight. I don't know. Unless you care to join Jordan, Michael, and I for Machu Picchu Part 2 so that Dr. S will have another angle for his favorite picture. If ever that happens. Thus, for my fellow iPaders, know that you all have inspired me and will continue to inspire me wherever we end up in the next few years. I will always look back to this day, to this year, and tell myself, they are the reasons I choose to go where I'm needed the most and serve. So in behalf of the class of 2014, thank you once again and good evening everyone.